channel.
But don't you? And Mary, I'm not picking on you, but guys, don't you think that is the problem with society today? Everybody is just so serious, and everybody is just so aggressive, and nobody's really genuinely kind anymore. It's okay that you're having a bad day, but it's also okay for me to say, hey, you're beautiful. Why don't you smile a little more? It should be okay for me to say that.
But see, to say smile a little more. So you saying if I'm not smiling, I'm not beautiful? You're beautiful.
You're not smiling today. Smile.
Does this look good to you that I'm looking like this?
Maybe look like something's in your eye.
Right. But if I smile, see that right there? Yeah.
You're smiling back right now too.
I don't know if it's me like giving you another smile back or like
what is that saying? They say it takes one muscle. It's just that one smile.
Easier to smile.
It's easier to smile than the frown. Yeah. It's the truth. It's like come on.
Yeah.
Because I had somebody tell me several months ago, maybe almost close to a year now, you'd be prettier if you smiled more. Because I'm not naturally. I don't just go out and smile.
Right.
No, you don't.
I just don't. I'm learning to. Yes. I'm learning to.
And see,
I'm learning to make my face a little more welcoming and pleasant.
I was telling my grandmother this the other day, like I purposely like don't smile because I feel like I'm smiling all day. Like my cheeks hurt at the end of the day. Literally.
Really?
Yes. No joke. Like I purposely have to think about, hey, don't smile, relax your face, because my cheeks are all the way up here all day.
Yeah, she's naturally happy. Like I've driven next to you in your car and you didn't know we were there and you are smiling and like, you know.
Yeah. So I like focus on
420,
letting my face just drop.
Wow.
I'm not high.
No.
High on life.
High on life.
Yeah.
Well, you know. So I don't know how we got on this conversation talking about the presidential debate or the presidential hopefuls.
We were talking about
old men.
Yeah.
Like
making people uncomfortable.
Okay.
Because of biting and of touching.
Okay. He told one too many women to smile.
So Cam, in your What's the Drip, you were talking about Elizabeth Warren and the Electoral College.
Yes.
I want to talk about that, but we're going to take a break in just a minute. You're listening to The Drip. We'll be right back.
Create eye-catching designs that will make your apparel top of the line. The possibilities are endless with ski tees and apparel. No order too large or small. One item or hundreds. No problem. With quick turnarounds. No setup charges or hidden fees. And rush services to fit your needs. Customize your look today by calling 440-462-9401. That's 440-462-9401. And also follow us on the web at skiteesapparel.com.
You're listening to the Drip Podcast with Nick and Mar.
Let's go. Hey guys, we're back. We're always running out of time. We always go over time. We can never have an hour conversation, but we hope you guys are enjoying it. The comments are coming in live. I want you guys who are on Spreaker, share the show with a friend or family member. We want to see more people on Spreaker, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. So Cam, Elizabeth Warren and wanting to get rid of the Electoral College.
Yeah, so the Electoral College, I feel like it's weird. Not a lot of people don't understand why, but I guess the nation's founding fathers were afraid of direct election to the presidency. They feared that a tyrant could manipulate public opinion and come to power, which is why they created...
direct meant the vote of the people.
Yes.
Okay.
Which makes no sense because...
Makes no sense.
I hate to be the one to say this, but I feel like us voting is like a smokescreen. they make us think we have the power, but we really don't. The Electoral College does. And Elizabeth Warren brought that to everyone's attention during her town hall meeting, which was, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. But she definitely wants to get rid of that. She wants the election to be in the hands of the people.
Like the original.
But that can turn to bite us in the butt. It could bite us in the butt. Hence 45.
It could. I don't know.
Well, I can't even say that, because if you really look at the last presidential election, if you go by the vote of the people, Hillary Clinton really won.
Right.
So
the Electoral College, 270 votes pushed for President Trump. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think, and then
Either way, the tail's wagging the dog.
okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay. I think it should be, I think we should try it out. I don't see what the issue is with trying it out. Maybe on a smaller scale, try it with, well, shoot, nobody else really. It's only for the presidency.
Yeah, it's only for the presidency.
Which is horrible because...
And I don't think we need to try it out this time.
Because Congress is where we need some control, a real vote.
Yeah.
Because some of them aren't. But that's for the people. That's by the people too. Huh?
It's interesting that she's pushing for that, and that she is the only person who has brought the topic to the table.
Yeah.
And demands the conversation.
Her thoughts on reparations was pretty awesome too. We won't get on that, but that'll be a whole other conversation. But yeah, she's on it.
So we need to move into mental illness in the African American community. One of the topics that a recurring topic from the people who were attendees at the think tank was mental illness, mental awareness, and stigmas within the African American community. And I think this needs to be a part 2 show. We did a show some time ago, psychotherapy in the African American community, but it's a recurring issue, and I think we still need to dive into it and really talk about it within our community, how to break the stigmas that bind us from not being what am I looking for? The word I just lost it. Not being able to help people who are struggling through mental illness, or families who are struggling, to really understand and bring awareness to the community about what mental illness really is, and to release those stigmas. Some of the stigmas, especially in an African American community, people who have mental illness are perceived in our community to be weak. You and I were talking, Cam, before the show. We always use derogatory terms to describe people, who have mental illness. And then when we can get into conversations, faith and spirituality, where some people think it's a curse from God.
Right.
So, so there's a lot to talk about within the African American community about mental illness. What are your thoughts?
It's
a lot. It's a lot.
Huge issue within our community. I mean, we have fear of talking about it from the standpoint of feeling ostracized, because no one wants to be that person. Yet it can happen to anyone. I mean, the statistics say that 1 out of 5 people has a mental illness. And some people don't even identify with the mental illness, unfortunately, until 8 to 10 years after the immediate diagnosis.
Yeah.
You know, not to mention some of the other staggering statistics where I think it's... Let me just make sure I got the numbers right, because there's a ridiculous number related to the number of suicides. The age ranges of the suicides is
younger.
And it's getting
ridiculous.
Younger,
10 years old is the youngest.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stats that right now are just
between,
unreal.
Ages 5 to 12 are more likely to commit suicide, African American children, in comparison to the same age white children.
And do you think that has a lot to do with the upbringing and environment that our kids are being brought
Almost
up in now?
In fact, it's been noted and studies have proven that the majority of youth who have committed suicide is directly related to the violence that they've been involved in or witnessed.
Or seen. Yeah.
You know?
Which is why I don't understand why we can't accept the fact that many of us suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Absolutely.
And most people correlate that with just military and
They
war.
do.
But
Right.
They do. Mhm.
it's just seeing violence, being exposed to acts of violence can cause PTSD.
Did you know that 18 to 22 veterans killed themselves daily?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, wow.
Daily?
I think every base that I've been on, I won't say witnessed, but was very close in contact with a suicide. From at least 3 to 4 of my friends in my first base committed suicide. Like people that you work with, see on a daily basis. Next thing you know, you don't see them the next day. Like it's serious.
Yeah.
Especially in the military.
90% of suicides have been related to a mental health condition.
Wow.
Yeah. It's rough, man.
Not to mention, do you know how much money is lost in terms of employees because of mental health? They've determined that $193 billion is lost because people are struggling with mental health issues.
Yeah. A lot of companies, I think, would you say over the last 5 years are starting to implement mental health days for their employees, where that was never heard of before.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think a lot of companies need to take it seriously because there are a lot of people sitting in cubicles next to us and chairs next to us who are really struggling with mental illness.
Right.
Yeah.
And in our churches and some of the
Oh,
faith-based communities, they don't know how to address it. You know, so in some cases, they do get some good support. Some of the places actually provide some very good support within the community, but then you got to be aware that some of the faith-based communities, they can be sort of a source of distress.
Yeah, they
and
can.
It can wind up making the situation worse.
You know, and I said in the last show, pastors, ministers, preachers, bishops, you all are well versed in the Bible, but if you are not professionally trained to help people with deep rooted issues, you can't put the Bible on that all the time. You need some professional to help you navigate through what the root cause of what's going on with you.
If I've been molested,
if I've been molested and abused since I was 10, you quoting the Bible scripture is not going to help me.
That's
Right.
It's not going to help me.
Right.
And I think the misconception that church people have is that, you know, you pray about it, you read, you fast, you know, and it'll be okay. No, you pray, you read, you fast, and you go see a psychologist. You have to do both. God put them here for a reason because we needed that help to navigate through some of the deep rooted issues. If you don't find out what the root cause of an issue is, it just it springs and it grows everywhere.
God even put certain plants on the planet to help us deal with some of these things. And I'm not speaking of that particular plant, but
No,
I mean, there have been studies where, you know, the jasmine plant
Yes.
actually helps to alleviate stress and anxiety.
Lavender.
Literally, just to smell it.
Mint,
Lavender,
eucalyptus.
aloe vera. There's a moss or corn plant. There's even a plant called a snake plant that helps to
have that in my
eliminate
house.
those kinds of
Snake plant?
Yeah, they filter the air for certain things that's in the air. It gets rid of that so you can have cleaner air. So it literally helps you to have peace of mind just by having the plants in your house. And many of them don't even need a whole lot of sunlight or water. They just,
Because I miss watering a lot.
but they keep growing, and they're here to help us.
So what do you think is one of the main or major
reasons why African Americans don't get help.
I'm having so many brain farts today.
Distrust.
This is like,
distrust and misdiagnoses.
Yeah.
That was two things that I learned about it, where there's prejudice and discrimination that go on within the community of mental health as well.
Because black people already believe that we don't get the same